should young people starting to invest in direct equity at all? This is a very difficult question to answer because we have spent a lot of time rubbishing active managers, saying index funds do better than active managers. So the next question which we are asking ourselves is, will a young graduate of today, maybe he's from IIT, maybe he's a chartered accountant, maybe he's a lawyer, whatever, but he's just starting out to invest, he's 22 years of age or 23 years of age, and should he be investing in direct equities at all, or should he be investing only in an index fund? I have found this question very difficult to answer because I started out my life investing in direct equities, but also the caveat, 1985-86 there were no mutual funds, right? The only mutual fund which we had was UTI, and it was not very inspiring to go to UTI and invest. But of course they had some very good schemes which made a lot of money for people, right? So if people my generation also had invested in things like MasterShare and all the UTI shares which used to be there, they would have definitely made some money and made good money, perhaps better money than by investing in direct equity and losing it. One important thing which comes to my mind when people talk about poor active managers is to find out the real track record of the people coming on Twitter and talking about active managers not doing as well as index funds. We have no clue how they have themselves done. I know a lot of people there who lost money in Anugrah. I know people who lost money in NSEL, etc. So ask them for their own track record and ask them for their own CAGR returns over last 10 years, and you will find that they have terribly underperformed the fund manager who has perhaps underperformed the index, right? So these people now talk about indexing, they talk about how to invest, etc. But be careful. I'm nothing against direct equity investing, but it is not meant for the 22-year-old without any guidance. I guide a few people about equity investing. No, I don't tell them what to buy. So some of them come to me with books and saying which book to read, and I think that is the best thing that you can give a 23, 24-year-old person. Give them books to read on investing. Could be anything. Could be Random Walk on Wall Street. Could be any of those books which tell them how the market functions. It's very important to understand the market and then slowly invest. Should they be indexing? I think yes, especially if they have a full-time job. If you are a full-time job as a research analyst or as a project manager using projects, you have no business being in equity, especially if you are looking for trading opportunities the way people like me invest. I do invest in shares and I do trade in them too. For example, if I have say a Tata Power bought at 30 rupees or bought even earlier and held on for a long period of time, a portion of that, maybe 20% of that or 25% of that is something which I also actively trade. So I will sell, I'll buy and do things like that. And that more than pays for the trouble that I take for buying and selling. So if one share can be bought and sold 4 or 5 times in a year at 10% margin, you're talking of a 40% return. However, that 40% is only on the small portion of the portfolio. That is something which you have to understand. So am I saying that young individuals should not invest in equities at all? No, I'm not saying that. In fact, my videos are not meant to draw conclusions. My videos are meant to tell you the facts, and it is you who has to draw conclusion. I cannot end up the video saying, oh, therefore go and buy General Motors, Ford and Chrysler, right? Or go and buy Wells Fargo or buy Berkshire Hathaway. The reason why I'm giving foreign examples is I'm very scared to give Indian examples because people buy thinking it is a tip. So I have nothing against buying direct equity. I have nothing against buying real estate, buying gold. I'm just saying take all the data, compare, see what you're comfortable with. Are you going to be in actively managing your portfolio? At the same time, criticizing that fund managers have underperformed the index. If you think you can perform better than the fund manager, or better than the index, and therefore you are doing it, then you better start that way, better get trained in that, better do your CA or CFA or maybe MBA from a good institute. Then go start a life as an analyst, become a senior analyst, become a fund manager, and start managing money for people, right? Is that your profession? If that is just going to be your hobby, then understand that during these times, markets will always be volatile, but this time the market is volatile and going up, right? So, or at least it has gone up till yesterday. So what happens is there are a lot of opportunities for trading, and trading looks very simple, right? You went, bought in the morning for 15 lakhs, end of the day you sold for 16.5 lakhs, you made 1.5 lakhs in a day. You multiplied by 20 trading days and you say, wow, I can make this kind of money in equities. False. Completely false. It is not a place for amateurs to come and learn. Don't tell me that you put money and it is worth the money spent because it is the cost of learning. That is absolute nonsense. Because cost of learning, of course, cost of learning is very high when you are a novice and you're trying to enter the market. But to think that cost of learning this is how you have to spend your cost of learning, there is something wrong. There are much better books to read. Take tentative steps, but still largely put your money into an index fund or some other fund which you think is well managed. Maybe it's a contrarian fund, maybe it's a fund which is investing part of its money in US and part of its money in India. There are many such funds. The more famous one being, of course, the PPFAS fund, which is now a flexi cap fund. So it makes sense that you look at all those alternatives, come to your own conclusion, but still put bulk of your money in funds managed by fund managers. Part of your money you use for experimenting, but be very careful in while investing, and understand the difference between investing and trading. I am nothing against trading, I have nothing against investing. But please understand, for trading you require an extremely agile mind, an extreme control over your ego, ability to read, right? All this is necessary in trading. In investing in equities, it doesn't require so much. All you need to do is maybe an SIP in a fund that you know, and that's it. You don't have too much of effort at that as an investor. But trading is not easy. So be careful, see what you're doing, see what is your full-time job, see what gives you pleasure, and based on all this you take a decision whether you want to be in a mutual fund investor or whether you want to have an equity portfolio which is actively managed. Even if it is actively managed, I would suggest that you don't buy more than 1 or 2 shares in a year, because that is enough for you to create a portfolio over a long period of time, right? So maybe you make it 2-3 shares in a year for the first 2-3 years, and after you have a portfolio of about 10-12 shares, make sure that all the additions that you do not take the total number of shares that you have to beyond 25-30. It makes no sense. So check out all this, learn, and then take a decision as to how as an investor you should behave. But direct equity investing, which means putting in your money without investing in education, to me is surest path to the poorhouse. Be careful. Thank you.